Okay, this is the last part of our lab 8. So in this part, we are going to do some data analysis part. So what are the things that we are going to do over here? Again, we are going to import the same data, that is the worldcities.csv. So it's a very simple task. Just go to your import data, just like your previous task. Then select the worldcities.csv. So data files are already given. So it's being done. Okay, fine. So this is the world cities. Okay. So one thing is that whenever you are going for different sample points, you will see there are some undefined, right? Again, there are some undefined. So it means that for this particular point, for these particular points, the data are missing. They are not available to us. Okay. So it's a very common situation that whenever you have a very large data set, there are some points that they are maybe missing. There are some feature values they may be missing. Okay, so what we will do, because as a tabular format data, and whenever you are going to train up those data, or you are going to feed your data set to your particularly algorithm, then your algorithm or your code, they will not be able to learn the data set and try to find out the pattern. So what we have to do, you have to get rid of those data points. Okay, so what we have to do, for these particular values, for this particular value, we have to omit this particular row. This particular row must be omitted. Then this particular row must be omitted. So we have to find out how many points or how many sample values, samples are having some missing quantities. Okay, so we have to find out those things. So how we can find out those things? Then it's also available in your lab sheet. Okay, so it's also available in your lab sheet, exploratory data analysis. So just simply copy these two lines. So in this particular first line is going to find out the logical array. So for which column where you have a missing value, for those value, it's going to give you some 0. Sorry, it's going to give you some 1. Okay, now let me just run these two lines of code, then you will see. So for the first line of code, here you can see there are the only zeros and ones. So most of the ones that I'm getting, that's for the ninth column, right? So instead of just this, I cannot find out that how many values are actually missing or how many values are not. So what I can do, I can go for the second line, that is it's going to find out the total summation. Okay, so here I can see I have in total almost 26.5k datas. Okay, 26.5 rows are available, and out of those rows, this particular column, that means the ninth column. Okay, the ninth column, they are having almost 19k values are missing. Okay, so this particular row is whether it's important or not, it's you have to find this thing. Okay, so what's in your ninth column? Go to your data tab. So here you can see in your ninth column you have the capital. When out of this capital, it's giving some primary or it's giving some admin. Okay, so from my perspective, I think that this particular capital column, it's not that much important for me. Okay, so what I can do, as most of the datas are missing, okay, so I can just simply omit, or I can just simply vanish this particular column. So this is the thing, I think it's already been covered in our last lab. So while working with a various data set or different ranges of data set, you will see some features or some columns, they are not that much important for us. So what we can do, if we just if you give a large data set, suppose that you have 100 features, and out of those 100 features, you can find out that out of those 100 features, almost 60 features are not important to you. Okay, so if you fit, or if you just give those data to your MATLAB or to your code, then to train up your code against your data, it will require much more time. So it's a much more computational power will be needed. At the same time, your algorithm, it will tends to more overfitting. Okay, so it will try to give a more perfect value instead of giving a more rationalized value. So you cannot provide too many data set, too many data points, too many features. You have to find out that whether some features are important or not. If that features are not important, just simply omit those things. Okay, it will make your life easier. It will save your computational power, everything. Okay, so from my perspective, this particular capital, this parameter, or this column is not that much important. Then CT ASCII value, this is not that much important. Then ISO2, ISO3, these are the not important things, and as well as the ID. Okay, so if you just want to remove those columns, okay, if you want to just remove those columns, so simply, and after modifying it, you want to store it, so that's why you have to again recall those values, recall that variable. Then to remove any column, the keyword is remove vars, and from where you have to remove it, from the world cities variable. Okay, and when you want to remove multiple columns, at that time, this is the syntax that you need to follow. Under second bracket, then you have to give all the column names that you want to omit. So suppose I want to omit the ID column, then I want to omit ISO2 column, then I want to omit ISO3 column, then I want to omit the CT ASCII column, then I want to omit what's another column there is available, suppose that is the capital column. I want to omit the capital column as well. So capital. Now how many if you see over here, there are 11 columns, and I have given almost 5 values. Okay, not on it. Okay, so as I have provided 5 values to omit, 5 columns to omit, then you can see the column size is right now turns to 6. Okay, okay, fine. Now this time let us see again. Let us go to the lab sheet and try to copy this part, and again run this thing. So this time, still now here we can see that 75, that is the 1 2 3 4 and 5 and 6. That means the last two columns, that means the admin name as well as the population name, they have some missing values, right? So population is an important factor. You cannot simply just omit that part. For a city, for a country, population is one of the vital fact, right? So you cannot omit this population part. So what I can do, if I want to train up my data, okay, if I want to train up my data to and I want to feed this data to a particular model, then definitely I have to do something for these undefined points or missing values. So what I can do, whenever I am having or a particular population value is missing, I'm going to skip that whole row. So all the cities, the latitude, the longitude, the country, admin name, everything will be vanished. Okay, so how I can do this thing? again it's already given to your lab sheet. Okay, so again from the population I am just going to find out the logical part, the logical indexing part. Then I'm going to feed it to my world cities, and whenever I'm finding a uh, empty or a non-value point, or there are no values are available, and that part I'm just simply replacing with an just skip the whole row. Okay, simply copy it. So what I can see over here, there is 974, and how many rows are available? There are 26562 columns, rows are available. Now let me run this code. Okay, so right now it's 2558. Okay, so 26562 minus 2558, 8. So 974. So whatever the rows are available, so has an empty part, that rows are right now omitted. Now, another interesting fact is that whenever you have this data viewer window, okay, there you can see there are different part. There is the home tab, plots tab, apps tab, variable, then view. Various things are available. So plots is one of the interesting part. Suppose the word cloud, so it's available only for this particular column, so it's a dynamic part, so it's going to sense, it's going to automatically detect which plots are available for those particular column. If you go to latitude, then you will see other parts are available. If you go to longitude, it other plottings are available. If you go to country, again that's the things they are available. Then admin name, then population, so it's going to detect. So if I want to see that what are the countries name, okay, and here is the option that is called the histogram. Just simply click on it, then it's going to generate a histogramming plot. Okay, it's going to generate a histogram plot. If you want to see the word cloud, that is already discussed in our part B. So word cloud is only available for the text or the string file, string data. So city is the string data, because from the, it's easily available, it's visible that there are the two commas, right? So select this particular column, and once you are selecting this particular column, from here under the plotting option, here you can see there is the word cloud, so click on it. So it's going to generate a word cloud file, word cloud image. Okay, now if you want to see the country, go to the word cloud, which country has the highest cities. So it's easily available, or it's easily visible that United States has the most cities. Then if you see, then United Kingdom, then Germany, then Russia, Mexico, Brazil, Canada, China, Japan, Australia, they have the highest number of cities. Okay, now so it's this particular section 9, it's going to give you that how many countries are available, okay, from this total set. Okay, now what I want to show you, that is the last part of our lab, that is that how we can import a dynamic slider. Okay, how we can import a dynamic slider. So to do this thing, we have to go to our MATLAB. Then from the home tab, we have to go to the new live script. Okay, so under the new live script, right now, you can, first of all, you may save it. Okay, so this is the city is equals to, Now, world cities. Now, world cities dot population. Okay. Now you have to provide some number value, some numerical value. Okay. This is the numerical value. Is this a numerical value? No, this is not a numerical value. The condition is that it's going to show, okay, in this particular, with this particular line of code, we are going to see that whenever how many cities or how many cities from the CSV file have the population more than 10,000. Okay, so up to this much, this greater than, this is the condition. Okay, then in this particular portion, okay, in this particular portion, this particular part, this is from 10,000 to the slider part. Okay, this is the sliding portion that I am going to implement. Okay, so let me give the condition first, then how we can provide our sliding option. So here comes the control. So click on the control, and under the control option here you can see a numeric slider. Okay, so what's the minimum value? The minimum value I am selecting as 10,000, and the maximum value is 50,000. Okay, then step is how many values, then suppose if it's starting from 10,000, what should be the next point? The next point will be 10,010. Okay, the step. Okay, then the default value, you need to provide a default value. So if you don't slide, your slider, by default it's going to give some parameter value. Okay, so you have to give a number between the minimum value and the maximum value. For our case, I'm just providing the minimum value over here. Okay, so I'm just giving the minimum value, so simply run it. Okay, now what I want to show, I want to show all the columns. Okay, now run it. So this is the, here you can see the cities, how many values, only these particular values. Okay, so if you just increase the parameter, then you can see dynamically there are the values are being changed, and right now the value is this one. Okay, so in this way you can change to any sliding value. So this is the sliding part, and it's just to make your editor, to make your code more interactive, nothing else. So here at the last of this, there are some missing data handling process. So various data techniques are available. So imputation is one of the process. So in the imputation process, what's being done? So it's going to detect, or it's going to take the previous value. Okay. Suppose if I import the world cities from the very beginning. Okay. So if I going to detect the world cities from the very beginning, here you can see there is a missing value, right? So in the imputation technique, what it's going to do, it's going to fetch the previous value. That means over here there is admin, right? So it's going to fetch the previous value, and in the empty point, it's going to put that value. So over here, admin will be given. Again, over here the previous value is primary, so it's going to fetch the previous value. The previous value is primary, so this particular cell value will have primary. Again, this value, this particular cell will have admin. So this is the imputation process, and it's not that much effective. Okay, so there are various missing techniques how you can handle the data. So if you want to go through them, just search in the internet, then you will be able to see. Okay, so that's all from lab 8. And one thing is that try to do this lab 14, 13 and 14 by yourself. Okay, so it's almost easy, it's very easy, and it's already given in our part B. So it's already provided. Okay, so try to solve 13, say point 13 and point 14 by yourself. If you don't, if you are not able to solve it, then let us know, then we will try to solve it. Okay, so thank you once again for being patient. Assalamu alaikum.